going to be doing another sealed. You want to pilot this one and just kind of chat it out? We are practicing, so...
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, you're going to have to build in 2 days, 3 days, right?
Friday's day 1? Yeah.
No, Saturday's day 1, so I guess we have a little bit more time.
Okay. Alright. Do it.
And you're free rolling this because we got 22,000 gems with the return, right?
Yeah. Okay, the land is nothing special. What most of these do.
Ooh, both of these are actually really good. So I like these 2 rares on the right. They're both very good. And the Olivia's Attendant is also fine. The Lantern Flare is a removal spell in Boros exactly.
Okay. Nothing super special. Did you like to look at the old cards?
Nothing.
No way. There's no way that's... Okay.
Oh, let me turn the music off. Sorry about that. All right.
Oh, we already looked at our rares.
Valorous Stance is pretty good.
White removal. Yeah. So, it'd be like a control build, right? We could maybe go blue-white control.
We have a lot of blue uncommons. Holy smokes.
You like Olivia's Attendants. What are they? Create that many tokens. 666. Okay.
I like Curse of Hospitality as well.
And player. Curse. Creatures attacking them get trample. And you get a card draw effect off of their library. Okay.
And then we've got like a Mana Dork, which is fine. I mean, honestly, the pool seems pretty underwhelming. So this is going to be on par for what you can expect for when we open day 1. We do have a Retribution and an Imprisonment and a Valorous Stance. That's some very good removal.
Yeah, so white seems pretty clear.
And also we have the rare removal spell in exactly white-red.
Yeah.
And our other 2 rares were red. So far so good. Let's take a look at the red and see what we've got going on over there.
You said you like the Curse. The Curse seems like it wants to be in a more aggressive deck, which our white doesn't lend itself to.
It's okay. I mean, it doesn't need to be an aggressive deck because it does just get you card advantage, especially if you have any flyers, which sometimes white has, which is nice. Also, like Lightning Doggo will get in real well.
You have the Attendant.
And we have
Lacerate.
One good removal spell there. But we've got 3 great removal, 4 great removal in white, which is pretty high. But yeah, I think this is kind of a lock for me. Blue was pretty deep, but it's not as powerful.
Okay. How do you feel about the Falconwrath?
I think that card's good.
Like the Curse.
Mm-hmm. We're probably, because it's sealed, we're probably just playing like mostly everything.
Let's see if there's anything else.
Valorous Stance for sure. I am feeling better. Thanks, Ish.
Okay. So it probably is just everything?
Pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't play like Sanctify, but...
Yeah. Geist makes the cut, probably.
Yep.
Or 3 for 3.
He's pretty solid.
That'll get there. Get 2. Okay.
Definitely a Sure Striker too. This guy's good. The Shield Basher.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bleeding Spirit is definitely pretty solid.
All 3 cards from your graveyard, it gets first strike. Discard a card. Bring it back to its owner's. You're gonna get the next end step. At instant speed. Sweet. It's like a Scrap Heap Scrounger kind of thing.
You flicker it.
Oh, this isn't from ability from the graveyard?
No.
Okay.
So it says discard a card, exile it, return it. So
Okay.
if they try to remove it or something, yeah.
Okay. 7 more. Prisoner, probably some number of these.
Yeah, probably one of the Traveling Ministers. And then the 2/2 drops are probably fine. And then we can take a look around and see, like, do we have any Evolving Wilds for splashing options? Do we have... other things worth splashing? Those aren't great.
No. Honey Verse.
Yeah, I think that card's okay. Tap 2 untapped creatures.
What's a vehicle?
Yeah, but it doesn't
But it's
tap.
not literally crew, it's
Yep.
just a vehicle.
It
Okay.
requires 2 bodies, so it's going to depend on how high our creature count is at the end. We could just, you know, kind of put in everything and call it a day. One of those and see what our creature count looks like.
You said that's right in the middle of where we want it to be.
Yeah, it's a little low for Boros, which Boros and Selesnya are going to be your 2 heavy creature decks, typically. But let's see. Whoa, 3 specimens, kind of. But it's just not deep enough.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if there's anything here we would want to splash. I think the answer is no.
No.
Because the only thing here really is removal, and we have a crap load of that already.
Yeah.
No gold cards. We looked at green. This is probably it, realistically.
Yeah. The blue is deep, but again, it's not, none of it's powerful enough for me to really justify. I think our couple of rares is pretty good for us.
Okay. We happy with this?
I think so.
Importantly.
I will care about lands when they give me a base, like a keep this land as my base or whatever.
Well, I mean, that's how they test you, right? It wouldn't matter then. Because changing the lines doesn't show commitment at that point. We happy with the distribution, by the way? 8 white, 9 red?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Pretty simple, straightforward pool, this one. I think this is probably the easiest to build. The white was really supportive for having so many white rares. All right, chat, can we do it? Can we close it out this time?
You mean computer crashed at 6-0 last time?
That's true. And it gave us 3 losses.
Yeah. Which, well, frankly wasn't fair. Like, on the draw, we need a lot to go right.
They also took a mulligan, so...
I'm gonna mull this, I think.
Agreed.
Okay. This, and put back attendance. Well, got there. All right.
Pay to win land. Let's go.
Paid actors. Okay. 1-0.
So scary.
They saw me mulligan, though. Oh,
Too
we're up
much.
against a try hard.
They mulliganed first. I think they had they probably also had like a double mulligan or something.
Sarah Angle. Alright. Is this exactly the same hand? Is it? It's pretty close. We only had 2 lands last time. I think the same. This is on the play. Mulliganing sucks a little worse. I kind of want to keep it.
There's nothing we can cast. If you don't draw red land, you're dead. I usually keep pretty loosely, but oh god. Did you forget to put red land in the deck?
Maybe. Going to 5 is weakness. But
I mean, I'd probably keep 2. We have removal and a 2-drop. Get rid of, like...
the hearse on a mulligan seems really bad.
Yeah. It's that or the Sure Strike, I guess.
Sure Strike could possibly be a 2-for-1 at some point.
All right, chat. What do you think? Should I take the controller back? Like, does he suck that badly?
Hey, I'm in like the last 2 minutes. I've already won 1 game. Like per minute, I'm doing a lot of winning.
Per win or per minute, sure.
I'll bring my stuff. It's the only thing I could cast. the largest creature I could afford.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Definitely villager.
Yep.
So we need to draw our enchantment to give us card advantage. We also have a nice removal spell to stop whatever it is that they cast here from hitting us. So now all of their creatures have trample. And when they hit us, they get the top card of our library and can play it. It's just insane card advantage.
They can play it, yeah, so they can even play lands off of it. This has menace at least.
Yeah.
You can pump the Menacer. Wolf.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do we attack with the 2? Because that thing's not big. But if they pump it, it can trample over. So maybe it's like Wolf and then hold open Sure Strike. So that way if they use a pump spell to try to trample over with the Death Toucher, then we get them 2 for 1 with the first strike.
We can also pump hold up Sure Strike. And then it turns to Night. This will become the 4/3.
They're in Wolf colors. I think that probably will end up benefiting them more in the long run.
That's fair.
And also if they have removal, then they just get the draw, right?
Okay, so you like Wolf, attack with the Menacer, hold up Sure Strike?
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't attack with the 1/1 either. Just in case they do have 1 removal spell. Are they trying to block this Menacer?
Fight spell?
That one costs 3 mana, so. They have something. And now we're really, really hoping that they try to attack with the Scorpid. We block with the 2/2. Because if it's +3/+3, we want...
Attacking with the Scorpid seems... I guess because they want to draw off the curse, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Then their pump spell becomes pump, trample, draw. If it's like +3/+3, right? It'll eat our guy, plus draw them a card, +2 damage. That's really good value.
Not save. Okay.
That's okay. Okay, they didn't want to draw.
2. X. For X is a number of creatures. So it does kill it.
Yeah. We could...
I like attacking with this.
Okay. And then what?
You just have to hold up.
Is that instant speed or sorcery speed?
Is what sort of instant speed?
The removal spell that we drew?
Instant.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. And then you're willing to trade the Minister, like, represent trades?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it.
And like you said, we can blank the Death Touch with the first strike as well.
Oh.
Although if that was the play, then maybe I'm supposed to... Yeah, no, actually, this is taps to give the bonus.
Yep. It's sorcery speed as well.
It turned to Night.
And we've got 2 removals, so it's a little bit better. Right, I would go with the plan as stated.
Block, right?
Yeah. Because we don't want them to draw a card either.
No.
So now you have 2 options. You can flare it, because they can't have another pump spell. Or we could Sure Strike, but then they could shock or abrade us.
Yeah.
Right? So the flare is just a guaranteed 2 for 1.
Yeah.
But the Sure Strike could get us 2 for 1.
Yeah, we can also do both. I think I like the flare.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another stick here. I mean, actually, that could be the blood token.
Except trample, if they kill the blocker, it still tramples through. Fine.
Yeah.
But
Which is why the first strike would have been really relevant there. But they kept open red mana, so I don't like casting the Sure Strike first. Abrade and shock would get us.
yeah. Sure.
I think we would just play that personally.
Are we attacking with the 2/2 though?
Um,
Because if they remove this and then we've attacked with the 2/2, then we have to chump with this or they draw a card.
if they remove that, they've spent most of their mana, and then their draw kind of goes away, because I think they can only cast it for that turn. So how many removal spells kill our 4/4 that leave them any mana to then attack us, or to then use the card advantage? Pretty minor.
Okay.
So I think you can go ahead and attack. If they have there is a 3 damage, it's an uncommon. Instant speed 4 damage spell. If they use that here on their end step, then that's pretty stinking bad, but I think we just have to get this going anyway. We don't want to chump with the wolf anyway, because it becomes a 2/4.
Okay. Like that. Then
A vampire punch and a mini trumpet blast. 1+0 across the team.
okay. They've been that.
Well, they don't have a vampire, so it's just a mini trumpet blast with 1 creature. Basically nothing.
That probably came up top.
This just screams another pump spell, right?
Would fit because they binned another one. We take the hit, we let them draw, which sucks. Then we attack back for 4, 5. And even pump the Menacer. This can be
I'm okay to
7.
take it 1.
Yeah, because we can remove this and sure strike something up and get in for a whole pile.
Yeah. Or it just makes it so next turn we can hold open the.
Actually, we can pump the Menacer even higher with this thing.
So they got a land off the top for us. Gives them a land, but makes us draw 1 less, so that's fine.
Let's do.
I would have not played that.
Oh, because you want to bin it with the. Yeah, I wasn't thinking. Good call.
We know they have some sort of pump spell. Right. So I kind of like. I like imprisonment, attack, the 4/4?
Pump the 4/4 with the 1/1?
Sure, we're not blocking with it anyway. And we can exile it for another treasure. And now, if they have a +3/+3 or +2/+2, we can get it with the shirt. But I have a feeling they have removed.
What do you think? Do we attack with the wolf?
You want to just try to put them dead on our turn? Like that.
Yeah.
Almost tempted to Sure Strike too, putting him to 3, making it so that way the Celebrant Menacer is lethal.
Just thinking green-red, so much of their removal that,
Yeah.
that they need is damage-based anyway. Having this defensively could matter. Well, actually, it doesn't pump the toughness.
Well, it gives First Strike, which is just as good as Toughness usually. Great.
Coward.
Yeah, if they think they're dead, blocker.
So they're dead to removal, which we could try to loot into. Alternatively, we can just attack out, and if well, they can't block this, so Sure Strike would be lethal.
They could have removal for it.
Yeah, that's what it would have to be.
I think we just attack out, I agree.
We don't pump with this, right? We just attack with the 1/1.
I think so.
You think so? What?
We just attack with it. Because I'm assuming they have removal for something, probably the Celebrant.
Actually, yeah, and if they do that, then we're getting through for 3 already, and the Sure Strike will be the remaining.
Well, no, they'll probably block the wolf with the wolf, is my assumption.
Fair. Okay.
Otherwise, they would have attacked with it last turn.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that's why we attack with the Traveling Minister, so that way we get in a little.
Lethal?
I would let them remove the Celebrant first. And then we can pump safely. Instead of trampling, we keep our wolf around.
Okay.
Okay, so now go for lethal. I probably would have done it on the Minister.
Yeah, that
maybe?
makes a lot more sense. Because they want to kill this anyway.
This is better against shock.
A braid and yeah, that kind of
Yeah,
effect.
shock and a braid, I guess. All right.
Easy game.
They have a lot of tricks.
Oh, best of one. We don't care anymore.
But we do not care. Welcome, welcome, new followers. How's everybody doing?
All right. Next one.
Welcome to our limited training session. We're gonna get airball addicted to limited. You can't tell me you're not having fun.
Sure. I told you, I'll be having fun if I day 2. Seem fair?
You just want to play like Kraken mirrors all day? Is that more fun?
Cracker mirrors does sound pretty fun. Like these Cheez-Its over here.
Kraken mirrors is what I meant to say.
Keep
I think so.
on the draw especially. Urgency cheese.
Winning is the only fun. How you doing, Druid? Welcome, welcome.
These are my people. Winning is the only fun? Yeah.
That card's very good. I would play that. Only because we want to be able to trade with that thing as long as possible. Oh god. What the heck is happening?
Yeah.
This is sealed, right?
Pretty sure? I don't remember drafting this.
Okay, well,
Villager.
yeah, we're gonna die. We're super dead.
Probably supposed to attack with the 3-1 there.
I don't know if I would, because I'd still want to be able to block the Blessed. But snap block. Especially in white-black, where they have a lot of...
It's a pretty aggressive attack, honestly.
I mean, we don't know what their deck is. They might just not have anything to gain life. But I think that it's really not worth the risk.
Dresses of V. Hangfire. You guys see me dress as Carmen Sandiego a few weeks ago?
We're just gonna...
Celebrant.
Yep, and I think we're just gonna try to curve out and race this nonsense. Degen stream Halloween costume party, so Airball can dress as
Need a corgi costume. For when-
vampire ham pirate.
For when I'm nightbound. Okay, they haven't played any.
That card's good. When it attacks, it gains indestructible for 1 mana only, which is nuts. So we can't block it.
Swing out.
I think so. And hope that they don't have removal for our Olivia's.
That's 10 minutes.
It is 10 minutes. They don't have removal. We could race this. And they can gain 2 here.
Gain 2? Oh, the life.
They gain 3, I guess. And the Minister will start gaining them more too. Oh, if they have a non-creature spell that make a thing. Oh my gosh!
Jesus Christ.
Perfect mana, perfect cards, everything they needed in all the land. And we're dead in the air on the next turn. So we have to loot, right?
Mind removal. Oh, wait, this, realistically.
Not gonna get a chance to do anything. Okay. We're not dead. Yeah. And I think we attack with everything.
5.
They're gonna have to block
7.
at least one of the Menacers, which should kill 2 things.
So double block the 6/6.
What does the Olivia's Attendant do? What else
You
does
make blood token. Oh. Deals 1 damage to any target. We can go upstairs for 2 more if we want.
Oh shit. That's almost lethal because we could
4,
ping
7,
ping.
Yeah.
And then they have to double block, but then we still die in the air to the flyers. It's close. Yeah. Okay, so I think we just have to attack out, right?
I want to make sure we're not dead on the crack, like on the crackback, just on the ground.
Well, they have to at least block 2.
Yeah.
And then we can, if they don't block this, we can ping them for the rest.
Okay.
I would have yeah. Okay, that's helpful. Olivia's Attendant is... should kill them both. So...
They take 3 down to 7, we take 6 in the air. We have to play this.
Well, we have to play this.
Yeah. Sorry, did I hover this in?
Yeah. And then we have lethal next turn. They can't attack. If they don't draw a removal spell, we're good.
Are we interested in playing the land looting this away?
I'm trying to think of what we have that could...
Any removal spell might be the difference. Get deeper in the deck for that.
Yep. So now if they attack out, if they don't hit something scary, right? Like, this is still menacing. Oh, that's gross. It's a lifelinker.
Card.
Oh god, come on. Do we take it?
Dead to a pump.
Loot, maybe? Give us some information. There's no stick? Oh,
There it is.
well, no, that's this, though. That's the bird.
Actually, yeah, they can lifelink this up. That's pretty good. That makes me
Yeah.
want to
I think we just...
take it.
Yeah, I think so.
No lifelink, though. So they have removal. This has indestructible. Oh, that's sweet. What a draw.
That doesn't help us, though. It doesn't make us live. Well,
I'm trying to kill him.
how does that help us, though? How does Valor's Stance help us?
The reason they didn't give lifelink, they kept 3 mana open. That makes me think it's a kill spell.
Okay.
This gives indestructible against the kill spell, and this is a trick against either lifelink or to push more damage through.
But do we have lethal?
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, well, we have a Menacer.
Yeah.
That's just lethal on its own if the Menacer gets through. But the Heron will gain life. So I guess we have to just see what they do. And worst case scenario, we can also kill the big flyer.
Yeah.
If they throw enough things under the bus here. I think we need to. But they gain 4. They gain a lot more than 4. If they could just block with 1. And if they block with just 1, are we... Oh, this is great. And then we can Valorous Stance the other thing. And this is first strike.
Yep.
So the lifelink won't even matter.
Yep.
Woo! Yeah. That being exactly 7 was pretty spicy. And then if all still goes poorly, we can just kill the 4/5 flyer with the Valorous Stance.
Yeah, that was a sick draw that we didn't end up needing.
You meant both? High praise.
Maybe next Halloween then. This.
We're keeping it.
Okay.
Villager. Really no reason to play
because
the...
we won't have the 2 creatures to activate.
Not anytime soon.
Okay. Guess that's one.
Well, we have to eat that eventually anyway.
Yeah.
One of our neighbor dogs is just losing its shit. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
We could imprison it just because it eventually gives something else double strike, which is really scary. So it's going to be a lot of damage, and we might not be able to deal with it for a long time. And even if next turn, if we do play the Celebrants, will we block it? The pump spell just still kills us.
I like it. I mean, I don't like it, but...
Yeah. It's certainly not good, but that thing comes back. It does a lot of scary things. Okay. This is going well enough.
I mean, the 1/1 double striker deck probably has a bunch of pump spells in it, I would think.
I would think so, but it turns into an aura. Yeah, I think you can just take this, especially because we can attack back with Menace.
Yeah.
They could kill it by destroying target attacking creature. And then now we've got enough blood tokens where we can start doing some other stuff.
Wow.
Whoa! Big raid. Holy smokes.
That's Reed Duke, right?
Yeah. We'll give them a second just in case there's like some sort of ad roll nonsense. Are we just racing this?
We have a 3-turn clock, 4-turn clock.
I kind of like racing it. What do you think?
I mean, it screams pump spell.
It does. And I would think if there's something you want to tap down, it's the Attendant, right?
Yeah.
So I would just take this.
Okay.
Next turn, if we want, we can hold open the Flare and the Lantern or something. That might be good enough. All right, guys, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. We are currently testing for Vegas. This is one of our DGen streamers that we're co-oping with, who is sort of new to Magic, started during COVID, and also hasn't played a ton of Limited, mostly a Constructed player. Should we loot a land here, you think?
Is there a reason to do a pre-combat? We already have the removal spells that we need.
Does that go face? Target creature or planeswalker, you gain excellent.
We can do that for 5.
Which would help it with the race a lot.
Yeah. But if they have a pump to push this out of range, also it would.
There is an indestructible pump as well, which is scary. I think we still just attack, right?
You want me to play the land pre-combat, or
Yeah, I think so.
attack with everything?
I think so, and see if there's a stick, which there is. I'm guessing it's like destroy. Okay. So now Do we want to just hard cast the flare onto something? If we hit the 6/6, the 6/6 deals 3 to us.
Yeah.
But I think that's okay. We certainly can't take the damage on the way back. So just maximum for 4, right? Yeah. Good luck with Vegas. Thanks, hun. Have a good night. They're gonna deal 3 our face. Oh, they can do their double strike. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's not good.
No, now they've got double strike.
Are we dead to that?
Not quite. I did forget about the double strike. That's cute. I honestly...
We can get first strike.
I was actually thinking we were going to blow that up originally, because... Yeah, I guess if we can block that with first strike, kills it.
Is that lethal? Not quite.
Not quite.
10.
So yeah, maybe we just sit and hope they don't have a removal spell.
I guess so.
Oh, they could just tap it down.
Hmm.
They're probably fine with trading it.
We have to block this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Ooh, gets indestructible? Oh no. Oh no. I would loot one of the sure strikes and try to hit
that kill spell.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
Well, I would loot now. We could have hit that with the sorcery speed. Okay, 8, 9, 10. We're not quite dead.
No, but oh no, we are very dead. Okay.
That thing tramples?
Did the pump spell give it to it? I'm not even sure.
Hey, thank you so much. 6 months. I appreciate the support. I didn't know that card trampled.
Well, that's why we're here.
I don't know what gave it trample.
Just has trample, apparently.
It has double strike and trample? The creature? The 1/1? I didn't think it did.
Deep, right? It's ugly, but on the play, we just need a creature.
That's
and a
real,
red land.
It's real ugly. We've got nothing to do for a very long time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that's gotta go.
Mountain.
Yeah, I guess. The flip side of the red vampire is trample. Oh, I see, the red vampire, not the equipment that was on it, not the aura. I see, I see. I was thinking about the 1/1 double strike. I was like, how did they give that a thing? I think that thing is hasty, so we just dome him for 4. It's fine. All things considered, this is not a terrible curve going into the prisoner.
No, I mean, this is gonna die.
Shush.
Okay.
Why would you jinx us so? That's just mean.
I come from the land of constructed. Everything dies.
God damn it.
What does this do? E.
Yeah.
You're just playing prisoner here, right?
I think so. Including their will to live.
You're not wrong.
I love it, Hark. Hark is great. We could just attack and do nothing. And hold open the lantern for our turn.
We have Defender. We can't attack. But...
Oh, our guy has Defender?
Yeah.
Wait, is that card just way worse than I thought? Gross.
Yeah, it needs to be Knight for it to be really any good.
Ew, okay, well. Then I guess we're still doing nothing. The other option is to imprison the Headless Rider, and then that way we can exile it next turn if we want.
I think we want it to be Knight really badly.
I think so too. But they could just double spell and make it not Knight anymore. Okay, this prisoner is way worse than I thought it was.
I'm some slack. In a rough spot.
Our thing is definitely dead.
100%.
Definitely dead. But here we are.
Okay.
They might just be planning on getting it back with the fountain. Or maybe they have an abrade here. Which would suck. Yep.
Actually, a braid would also hit this.
Yeah, Jared, that's a good quote. I agree.
Okay.
If they just chump with their zombie, we're okay with it?
It flips the farmer. They have Olivia's attendant.
Yeah. And they're looks like they're short on removal. Stomach. We still have a long stream to go.
So many tokens to go through.
We actually don't have a huge card disadvantage. Like, they can get back 2 creatures with the blood thingy. Ooh, that card's great. I might consider flaring it. It lets them get the top card of their graveyard.
Like a pragmatic channeler kind of thing? Ish? Okay.
How do you feel about just flaring it and getting in for 12? Like, flaring and then Sigurda's Imprisonment and just dome.
Let's do...
It's
They
things
can
back.
get 2 creatures back. What do they have? It's the Rider.
Well, they'll get the Visionary back as well.
Not if we imprison the Visionary. And flare the Harvester.
Well, yeah, we could flare the Harvester for 3, then we can't do both. Right? Because it's based on creature count.
It's true. We'd have to play the Wolf.
Which then we couldn't still do both.
Yeah.
I like it this way better, I think. Just and then we're hitting them for 12.
Okay.
And we have Menace. And Olivia's Attendant can just start pinging, right? Oh, I guess we could have pinged the
Oh,
I forgot.
that's much better.
I forgot about her ability.
That's much better. Yeah.
Well, it's a whole extra card. I literally forgot that she pings.
It's not just an extra card, it's an extra really good card.
Yeah. I remembered the blood tokens, and I remembered she has Menace too, right?
Yeah. Oh, and we turned it today.
Extra punished. Well, I mean, we were so far ahead. But, I mean, I just didn't want to have too many cards. Like, I wanted to lull them into a false sense of security by throwing an extra removal spell into the graveyard for no reason.
Make them feel like they have a chance.
Mm-hmm. Emergency Cheez-Its! But we are not doing a 12-hour stream, but we do have, like, 2-ish hours left. Airball might not join all of us. You have a long ride back, right?
Yeah. But I think I probably will stick around a while. See how I feel.
And then I want to do a 1-hour bounty later. For those of you guys all coming in from the raid, I want to thank you guys for being here. So we're going to give away some free packs on Arena. So thank you guys for spending time in the channel.
But it's...
So that card's really annoying because when it dies, the other one, it moves its counters elsewhere, which is kind of crazy.
They have no... Oh, because it has training as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it has to attack with this thing, right? So we could imprison it and then attack.
Seems a little wasteful, but yeah, we could.
The alternative is just playing this and hoping to stop them.
That's what I think. The only problem with this is that if they do attack, what do we do? Okay. That's good for them.
It's probably better for them if it's night than it is for us.
Yeah. So
I kind of want to hold up Retribution.
mm-hmm. But if we how big does that thing flip to on the other side?
Or 3.
And then we give them free cards. So maybe we just now we imprison it and don't hold them in Retribution.
Okay.
And then I like just not attacking because we want to make sure we can block. Yeah, because they get a free card.
Yep.
Green mana, huh? And next turn we'll have a 4/4 that can block really well. Okay. That could be worse. Okay, well now they're gonna get a free card, but they don't get to keep it, right? So they're down to 1 card. They removed a land off the top for
Sweet.
us. Yep, and they didn't get our Olivia. They're down to 1 card. Oh, gross. That card's very good.
4/4 Menace Haste. Attacks deals 1 damage to each of a creature, player, planeswalker. Okay.
So I think we do block.
Now this will trample through for a card if they hit the solid.
Will it? No, because that thing has menace. We can't block it, but we can hit it. We can block the trainee, which I think the reason they're doing that is because they want to put the counter over there anyway,
And
then we just kill it with that anyway. Yeah. But they're gonna get another card they can't use. Valor Stance. That's unfortunate.
could have used that one.
Yeah.
We have options.
We do. They can, yeah, later we can start pumping mana into it. We could, they're on top deck mode.
Play Attendance and
then just
try to
sit.
stop. Yeah. Double block.
If
they attack.
If they top deck a removal spell, that's the bad plan.
You don't make any progress otherwise, though.
The other option is we could just Retribution that damn thing now and get in for 4.
Yeah. Probably the safest thing, and then we have this in hand for next turn. Sure.
And I like doing this because we don't want a Valorous Stance or something to be a problem for us. They draw a blank, then they're just going to exile this, get a redraw.
Sure.
And now we have Attendant and some Menacers, which is plenty of stuff. Oh. Attendant Slam, I think.
First, if we play it and then play Attendance the following turn, we can activate it, but...
Attacking with the Attendant herself is just better, I think.
Yeah.
And they're basically on top deck mode. Back-to-back blanks here.
Okay. So now they need to hit one of our removal. Oh boy.
Okay, well, those are good draws. That has menace, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Now they can't play whatever they get. We have menace. We can pump in for 9 unblockable, 13.
It's pretty close to dead.
We just attack with the 4/4, hold back the 6/6, and try to kill them next turn.
Well, yeah, they've got a lot of damage next turn. I don't like attacking with both, because then if they find removal, we're dead. Right?
Yeah. That's why I'm saying attack with just the 4/4.
I mean, the other thing has menace, so I would attack with just the 6/6 to increase our chances of having
Sure. Okay.
lethal next turn. And then we play just this and hope. I think so, right? Because we need potentially two blockers, but for sure at least one for that to not be dead.
If they pump this, it'll have first strike and attack through the 4. We hold up sure strike, then we.
They can't pump this. It's other creatures.
Is it other creatures? Oh, okay.
And even still, that's okay because they're still dead on the crackback with the menacer and the sure strike.
Okay.
We just need to make sure they can't get an 8 damage, which is what they exactly have on the board now. If they attack all, I think we double block because of their own sure strike or pump.
Mm-hmm.
If they have removal, then we just block this and hope that this is good on the crackback. Great. They don't think that they have it. Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just attack everything.
Mm-hmm. I think they would have attacked if they felt like they had any removal.
Matters.
I don't think so either, but 4, 5, 6, 7, they still could have removal here. We have to do a thing first. So I think what we might want to do is order this guy first, because we have to do one sure strike, and if they have an answer for it, then we can play the other one here to get... I would do it here because it gets around a braid.
Yeah.
And then hope this resolves. Great.
Cool. Easy.
Woo! Doing stuff!
How many is that? 5. 5 and 1.
This weekend's gonna be a breeze. Who's going to Vegas, guys? Not I. Oh no. Nice lands and spells.
Yep.
Maybe next year. Old Wolf, you've got a long ways to come.
Where's he coming from?
Australia.
Okay. Okay, maybe sit this one out. Yeah.
Hopefully I get to come visit you, Old Wolf.
This isn't it. Right?
Mm-mm.
Your end step, or if you discard a card. That seems really bad.
It's okay. 'Cause if you
I guess you have the blood token.
Yeah, you discard with the blood token and it feels fine. And then it's a above rate 3/3, right? It's above rate for 2 mana. That also drains and enables any life gain triggers like the bats that give you card advantage. That card's not bad, but you do need to have a way to discard it. Discard a thing. Lightning doggo.
Activate.
Yeah, I'd probably just play the shield breaker here. We're a bit behind. You could attack too, but I would also be happy to block the 2/1 at the point, I think.
Get eaten by a man. Eat the dingo, ate your baby.
What's that from?
Seinfeld. Come on.
I haven't seen all that much Seinfeld, sorry.
The dingo ate your baby.
I think this fake accent is awful.
So was Elaine's. We're taking this, right?
Yeah.
Seinfeld is set in New York City. What do you want from me? Like,
we can't quite flare yet, but I think we can.
we can attack, make indestructible, play the...
I think so.
Yeah. When do I do this?
When it attacks. And we could try to race because we know we have... I think I would have attacked with the other one too.
Okay.
But maybe not. Because if they have an answer for this, then we'll want to block here.
Yeah.
Because they have a 2-turn clock and we have a longer clock. But I'm hoping if we draw a red source, that's a crap ton of damage they won't see coming. Yeah, we're just fine with this. An untapped land, like any
Untapped
land,
red.
right? Okay. So, this is pretty stinking close to lethal. 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. With the sure strikes, we just kind of kill them.
And if they don't block in a way, then we have the land there to kill this thing, and we're not back, right? What does this do?
Nothing now.
Nothing.
I feel like this will get blocked, so that's 6, that's 12 damage.
Yeah. Swing?
Like the land first,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
need a double strike, yeah. I just swing out. I think they're dead. They'd have to block, they'd have to chump some stuff, right? They'll have to throw something under this bus. And this is lethal. That red source was...
It win lands, man.
Have an extra 6 damage.
Like that. That 6 damage was for you. I'll be Soren. All right.
Okay, can we
And
get
boss.
there?
You want to put on boss music?
Boss music!
How long is my drive? Depends. It's about anywhere from like 2.5 to 3.5 hours. Not bad. With the rain that's been going on, it's worse. Got him.
I don't know what the link is. I'm guessing it's like a Rickroll or something?
No, I think it's the Seinfeld clip.
Oh.
Removal, 3-drop. On the play. Thank you.
Yeah. Seems fine. That is a lot of removal, and it makes me quite happy.
A control player if you yet.
I like removal. I don't like counter spells.
What's the difference? Oh, the other thing touches the board first before it goes into the graveyard. Sure. Wretched Throng.
Yeah.
Throng.
That thing's annoying. If they have a lot of stuff. But this is sealed. No, no, no!
Nope, wrong one.
This is sealed, so they shouldn't have like a ton of them, right? They might have 2, and then they might have like how many extorts? Not a ton. Maybe 2 or 3. Against these colors, we do want to use the imprisonment very sparingly.
Not to exploit.
Okay. That'll be fine once it turns to night. Yeah, just take it.
Land sucks.
Yes, Dota, this is the final boss fight. Yeah, just play that.
Get into Menace.
I think so.
Are we attacking with both?
Sure. Are we all in agreement that Final Fantasy is the best one? It is.
Okay.
If you're here, Dota, long enough to see a subscription, then you will see my favorite GIF.
This doesn't stop this from triggering, right?
It will next turn, yeah. I would probably just play the wolf and then try to kill it, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
And then trade something with the wolf. I wouldn't have attacked this turn.
I didn't.
Oh, never mind. I just didn't untap. Yeah.
It's just 2 mana in red-white. You can attack safely.
Let me see. Thank you, Dota. 2 months of support. Sinvac with 5 gifted subs. Yeah, Black Waltz number 3, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's not Vivi. That's the Black Waltz.
The Nerdgasm? Is that what you call the community?
No. We're degenerates. Okay, well, this is nice that they can't even do the thing. I would just probably Shield Breaker and send. I mean, this is not great, but... They can tap down the Shield Breaker, go for 4, and then we lacerate.
Depending on how they attack, they could be in trouble.
Well, they're gonna keep something tapped down. Or tap this down and go for 4. That makes more sense, because they can attack into our Shield Breaker. We're not gonna... We want to chump this? If it ever goes to night, it still can attack, but we can wait another turn.
We're only taking 2, then we're taking 3 in the air.
This is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of lucky. Whew.
What?
So the land means that we can lacerate this and make this indestructible and go in. Then I would attack with both things. Yeah, this feels fine to me.
Okay. Does this get them another one when it dies?
It does if they had one, but they didn't exploit it earlier, which makes me think they didn't have one.
Okay.
Oh, gross. Still okay.
Wow. I kind of like that.
Yeah. I think they're going to trade, though, if we attack.
I'm kind of on board just dumping, killing this, getting in for 3, and then having... Because they need a spell.
We don't have enough mana for that, but...
Don't.
So probably just play the creature first and then see what happens? Because if they brick on a spell here, then it'll turn to night and then we go ham.
Sure. Do you want to attack with this then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, having the Fearful Villager is really nice still too, because if it does turn to night, we'll be okay.
That's
okay.
fine.
Well, that might be worth blowing up.
I'm planning on killing.
Ow.
Your power of will. Okay.
We don't have an enchantment, so we can't do anything. Do you want to imprison and go in for 3, or do we want to kill this thing that's going to be a big problem later? Or we could just do nothing and let it go to night.
I think I like that much more.
Okay.
Next turn we have 6, maybe 7 mana, which won't be enough to double spell.
But that's okay.
We
We
have to
don't
attack
want,
with
we wouldn't want to
6/6.
double spell anyway. They might be able to double spell and stop us, but it also means the other guy comes in and is something now. 2/1 Menacer. That's not nothing.
Okay.
Even less likely they'll have the mana for their double spell. And then we imprison the
113, yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, gross. That thing's very good. We need to end the game soon. So it sacks another creature and gets a zombie XX, where X is its
toughness.
Toughness, yeah.
And it's a tap ability, though.
Yeah, so we can't do it this turn.
Die.
Yes. But that does mean if we lock down the Phalanx with the imprisonment, it means that...
They can just sack it in response.
Although, they can't, because they'll be dead. This has Menace, and they have to block this. So if we lock it down, they'll have to chump the 1/4.
Right, okay, love it.
Yeah, so we're good here. Now that they've attacked with this, which is super greedy...
Do you want to loot away the Geist? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a reason to.
We can use the Exile Clause from the graveyard.
We can't. We don't have a enchantment.
If you can.
Yeah, and there's only like one in the deck, which we have yet to see.
Oh, they double spelled. Right.
Oh, shit! Oh, that makes things way worse then. Oh, no!
So they're on empty.
But they can make a 13/13 flyer next turn.
But not a hasty one. And if we imprison this, then it can't use its tap abilities, right? Oh, it can.
But then next turn, at least it's not a flyer, but I think at that point it's too...
Probably.
Oh, the double spell was rough. What was the other spell they cast? Oh, that's right. Shit. Those were nice draws from them. They had to crack a thing to get it. So do you just like casting maybe the Geist here? And then...
Probably.
And then they might choose to use the Phalanx, and then we can kill that?
Yeah. Hopefully this is a brick. They don't get to cast anything. It turns to night. Get it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. We don't get to get in, right?
That's what they do.
They'll just turn it's the creature in response to the imprisonment. Just scary.
I think we're cracking this.
And get rid of the wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We have a couple of more removal spells. Ooh,
Hello.
That's great. Holy shit, that's great. So we have to do that.
We can... Okay, what happens if we attack out?
So
Block.
what if we imprison the 1/4?
And... Okay, what does that accomplish? I think we can imprison this, they sack it in response, the new thing comes back, we stand
yeah.
it, and then...
So probably full control to make sure that they can't go to blocks. Yep, and then we just go to attacks for everything.
Yeah.
They're gonna do the thing. Oh, no, still full control. It always does that to me. Resolves. You did it so quick, I'm like really scared you picked the wrong mode.
That's a standard card. I know what that one does.
Magic is weird. I just used a $200 gift card on 11 lands. Gross. Alright, you're done, son. Get out of here.
Just scoop him up. That's still dead, right? No,
Does
not
this
quite.
thing only sack zombies? How does this work? Another non-token
Non-token
creature.
creature.
And then it has flying. So they could sack that and trade. Yeah, I would just play my hand out and let them trade this out.
Okay. Back first.
I think so.
So just let it turn to night.
I don't think that's great, because each creature is basically 2 blocks. And then if we draw our enchantment, then we'll get those flyers out when that time comes. I don't think we've played our trample enchantment yet.
I also have a few sure strikes left in it. Just explode.
Ayo!
Alright. Oh, we get the sound effect too.
Final Fantasy victory!
Your computer didn't crash that time.
It didn't crash. Excellent.
Alright. You get to claim my prize? What is the prize? 2,200 gems and 3 packs.
9 packs plus 200 gems profit.
Alright.
Because we actually just bought in for this one.
Yes, we paid 2K for that.
So 10 free packs essentially.
Yeah.
Stop buying packs, guys.
I just need to get her to play all my sealed.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for those of you who are on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys checking out the video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Wish us luck in Vegas. I'd like to give a special thank you to those of you who have signed up for our Patreon. I couldn't make this content without you. Also to Cool Stuff Inc. and KMC Sleeves for supporting the channel as well. Definitely check them out and use our discount codes to support the channel.